So I have my setup very bare bones. I don't even have like the drum kits out. You know what? I'll use the FL stock drum kits for now.
Soldier Boy drums.
Boom, 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 boom. Because right now we're bare bones, you guys. We're just starting out FL Studio, and we're like, where do I start? So, wait, should we start class now? Is this starting?
Yeah, I guess we start.
Okay.
Right.
So like you're opening up FL Studio. Like, well, hey, where do I start? Okay, so first off, you see this on the left. This is the browser. This is where you're gonna find your drums. This is where you're gonna find the basic stuff, the sounds. It's held in these little folders right here. This is the main folder, and then if you click on one of these, it goes into tiny different folders, and then, you know, so on and so forth. These are sounds in these folders that you can drag out onto this, which is called the playlist. And you can play it by hitting spacebar in the playlist. Boom! Oh, that's a really bad noise, but it's there. Everybody got that? Everybody got that? Students?
Y'all got that? Opening up Oh shit, some people are still installing.
Oh, huh. Well, make sure you pay attention. So this is the playlist. This, if you click this button right up here, this is the piano roll. So this might be different for you guys. You might see the bass FL Studio drums right here. But if you want to get into all of the sounds, click this drop down menu right here. Hold on, let me stream my entire screen, in fact.
Yeah. Stupid FL menus.
If you want to click to all of the sounds, click unsorted. So right here it says sampler for you guys, or sampler for me. It would be different for you guys. And you can drag sounds from the browser into here, or your channel rack, which is this button right here. Your channel rack is this button. By just dragging it, you can just drag sounds into it, like so. And now, in your piano roll, which is super awesome, you can make these sounds into notes. This is the piano right here. It's like a real piano. So like, if you want to switch from your piano roll to your patterns, or if you want to switch from your playlist to your piano roll, you hit pat right up here instead of song. Song controls your playlist. Piano roll is through pat. So now, boom! I just made a melody with a ride.
Live, buddy.
So if you want to know how to control these notes, you just drag it with your mouse to make it longer or shorter. And if you want to control the volume, right down here it says velocity. Velocity is volume. So if you bring this up, it'll be louder. If you bring this down, it'll be quieter.
Yeah.
Is this good so far?
With audio clip and sampler channels in FL, the velocity just controls the volume. With shit like Serum, it doesn't do that.
Yeah. For most third-party plugins, volume doesn't really work here, but that's okay.
Yeah, it's meant for you to map it in those plugins, but we'll get into that on a different episode.
Yeah. So, there's also more things you can do with... Oh.
I think she got something going on.
Sorry, my father walked in my room. Very rudely, I told him not to. Okay, there's more stuff you can do with notes here. Like, up here, you see this? These two buttons on the top left? This right here, this little squiggly line, it's like an escalator. It's portamento. So if you click portamento where it's blacked out, when two notes,
Yeah, it's
it'll
like
make a
whack,
gliding sound whenever it
whack,
goes to the next note.
bang, wang.
It's
It's like
very hard
hitting
to
a metal
tell.
sheet and then bending it,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but like for a
that.
note.
So like it plays
Yeah.
one note, and then as soon as it goes to the next note, it goes like it just slides up to it.
It's
And
like getting a large piece of carpenter paper. Is that what it's called? Or
Got a
poster
mushroom
paper?
portamento.
And then hitting it with a drumstick, like a big, large piece of paper hitting it with a drumstick.
Yes.
That's what portamento sounds like.
and then this next one, the triangle. That's my triangle sound. If you click that, making it blacked out. So let's just have a regular note here. It doesn't have any triangle, any portamento on it. And so we get another note with the triangle added, which is called glide. You put that into the playlist. Make this short like this. What?
What the heck?
It glides to that note. And if you make this super short, it'll glide to that note in that short amount of time. See, look, that sounds really short. But if you make it super long, it'll glide to that note for as long as the note is. See? If you have it
Yes,
super
Awake
long,
Bloom. What is
it'll
your
just
question?
be super slow. Okay, you have a question? Would you like to go up to the class to share? Oh, no. Does this only work for FL Sampler? Does it work with every plugin?
Ooh,
Most third-party plugins don't support gliding.
it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
Most like synths will have a portamento feature built in, but
Oh,
you'll
yeah.
have to make it mono. FL Studio is okay with MPE support, but it's not like the best. Ableton is, generally speaking, more supportive of MPE.
Well, we're teaching FL today, bitch.
Yes, it's FL time.
It is FL time.
So, other than that, what else? I think I could go over this stuff. This is also really important. Okay, so let's have this. Select your note using this button right here. It looks like a square, like a gridded square. Click on your note and it'll be selected. This little thing right here looks like a wrench. This has a ton of stuff that you can mess around with any of the notes that you have placed down in the piano roll with. Riff machine, which you can also use doing Alt E, makes a really crazy riff. This is kind of self-explanatory. It's has a ton of directions on it.
Turn it off. Turn it off.
Yeah, I'll
It's
turn
so
that off.
loud.
It's very loud. But that makes it's like a guitar riff. You know how a guitar riff is like a rhythm? It kind of just does that to your notes. Like da-dum, 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 da-dum. Quick legato. Legato means that if you have two notes, but they're very spaced apart, like there's a huge gap right here, you see? Quick legato makes it so that gap is filled. Which you can also do using Control L. L for legato.
I'm not sure about the correlation between the word riff and rhythm.
I don't know what riffs do. It's kind of like... That's kind
Riffs
of
are
rhythm.
quick
kind
musical
of...
ideas.
Yeah.
In music, riffs are quick musical ideas, but in FL Studio, it's a tool in the piano roll.
Articulate, honestly, have no idea what this does.
Yo, it does that shit.
It kind of just does something.
Yeah, a lot of these tools nobody really ever uses.
Yeah.
Because they would be faster to manually do.
Yeah.
Unless you're like a hotkey god, there's nothing wrong with that, but you know.
Okay, quick quantize. I'll have to do something weird to show this.
You got a MIDI keyboard?
No. I can just use my regular keyboard.
Alright.
So right here, this magnet, 1/3 step, this is what I have it on so far. Step is kind of like the grid it's placed on. So like, if it's on a regular step, everything will be divided into 4s. So like, for every beat, you can only place 4 notes. Like that. But if you have it on 1/3 step, it's even smaller. Yeah, it's about 6, or you can also do 12, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
1/4, it just keeps getting smaller. For this
These-
one, I'll have to do none, so that means there's no grid at all. You can just place notes like crazy.
These 1/6 step, 1/3 step, 1/2 step, all that shit. It's better. You
Oh,
tinker around with it yourself because it's really easy
is
to
the
learn.
text hard to read? Okay, wait, hold on.
I mean, I'm talking to a class. Talking to a class.
I know, but some people are
Just
saying
go
text-
to 30 FPS.
Yeah, we got 30 FPS.
Okay, is this better?
Yeah, we got that.
Guys, is this better to read?
Yeah. I mean, it's been readable for me.
Yeah, it's been readable for me
Okay,
too.
good. Well, okay, so none just makes it all wacky, where you can place it on, like, there's no grid that it snaps to, or anything like that. So what quick quantize does is it forces it to a grid. So if I click quick quantize, which is also Control Q. Oh wait, I'll have to change it to the step that I want it gridded to. So for this one, I'll do 1/3 step. Quick quantize. Boom. Look at that. It's now on the grid, like it wasn't before. Also, how I'm zooming out is Control and scroll wheel. It's very useful.
Yeah. You can scroll. You can hold Control and scroll to zoom in and out horizontally, or you can hover over the black bar and scroll.
Like so.
You can also press in middle mouse and then drag your mouse around to move around.
Oh yeah.
What the fuck is that shortcut?
That is a really crazy shortcut. I just learned that.
What?
The
Middle. Wait, no, that's like
don't
that's
do
like art
that.
programs. That's like art programs.
Don't do that. I'm talking about
Yeah.
like anywhere in the piano roll.
That's kind of like art
Oh
programs.
yeah. It's like you're using a mouse. Like you're just your hands forcing it. Your hands
Yeah,
grabbing it.
that's in draw pile as well.
So middle. It's middle mouse, and then you hold it and
You can also
drag up
go
and
right
down.
and left.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah, it's like that in draw pile, and I think it's like that in Psy and just like other art programs.
That's awesome. Okay, well, let me show another example of quantize, like zooming in. So look, it's ugly, 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 not on grid. Well, actually, I'm gonna
What
record
hit?
this. This could be a good segue into recording notes. So
Hell
you have an idea, like you have it in your piano roll, and you can use like your actual keyboard to play notes. So if we select this, so it's green, I'm just pressing keys on my keyboard. I want to record this into the piano roll.
When you very first hit the record button, it's going to show a pop-up with like 4 options saying like audio into the Edison video recorder, Edison audio recorder, or audio into the playlist as an audio clip, or notes into the piano roll. It's gonna ask you. That just changes the thing that happens if you right-click record.
Yeah. So you can also change that by right-clicking the record button. So for this one, recording filter, I only want to record notes into the piano roll. So I'm going to uncheck audio.
We don't have anything armed for audio right now, so audio doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We'll get into that much later. Like that's not a
So
today thing.
I click the record button so it turns red, and I'm like, wait, I got a melody. I want to record this. Watch. I'm going to hit play into the piano roll. Beautiful. And now I hit play space again to stop playing. Whoa! There is my recording right there. Isn't that crazy? Oh, you have a question, Kai? What's your question?
Was that hot cross buns?
Yeah, I guess it was hot cross buns. Dun, 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 dun. It's not going to be daily. I would say it just depends on when everybody is mostly ready.
Yeah.
So like it could
If
be
there's
on like a
enough people, we
Wednesday
might
or
set it up on a
Sunday or Friday.
schedule.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
I'm still glad the rain's gone. Okay. Well, back to this. Wait, am I recording? Yes.
Chilling.
So yeah, look, this is a recording now. But like, ew, it's not quantized. I want it quantized. Hold on, I forgot to take off the recording. So I put it to the step that I want it quantized to. And then I hit quick quantize. Boom.
Boom. Control Q also works.
Yes.
Control Q is also good for this stuff.
Control Q, but honestly, I just like to use the
Control Q is a
drop-down
very
list.
important hotkey.
I think
I would assume it's command.
Yeah, Command Q.
For Mac.
Command Q is quit.
Oh,
oh,
cool.
Don't
That's
tell
a
them to
horrible
press Command
hotkey.
Q.
That's a horrible hotkey. Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, no idea what the binding is for Mac. I'm gonna look that up right now.
Let's go on an adventure and see.
Shortcut FL
It is
Studio Mac.
horribly unfortunate.
Quantize Alt Q is I don't know.
Oh, that makes sense.
Wait,
That
command
might get a bit confusing because some commands in FL do require Alt as well.
I have no idea.
Oh, you can't. You're not logged into ImageLine, buddy.
I'm not. I'm not going to either. Oh
Yeah,
well.
screw that. Oh well, Selassie, you'll never know.
Wait, so many people left. They didn't like this class because it was too basic. Oh well.
Yeah, it's
That's
alright.
fine.
It's fine. We'll get into like super advanced stuff later.
Yeah.
If I'm teaching good. Okay. So next we're going to learn. What's the next one? Chop. I don't like using quick chop. Quick chop is not that great. You just have much more control using the regular chop. So gotta get another note selected. Let's make this one a bit longer to show a better example of what it does. Chop, click chop, or Alt plus U. Wow, that is a lot of notes.
Holy crap!
Time multiplier makes it so like at the very end it's 4 notes. It chops into 4, and then 6. I had to count 8, and then so on and so forth until it's basically just like a bar of how many notes there is. You want to know what this sounds like? Very robotic.
That is a resonator. Holy shit.
So let me press this handy dandy shortcut called Control Z, which goes back. And if you want to keep on going back, hit Control Alt Z, which does open up my GeForce, but that's okay.
Gliss TDM asked how you do that again.
How I do the chop? Okay, select it with the grid square, go into chop, and then time multiplier is how much the notes are divided into.
I think the rhythm game enthusiasts are gonna be mad that you confused DTM with TDM, the Diamond Minecart.
I said DTM.
You said TDM, but
I did. Okay.
Gliss here
Oh, well.
from the Diamond Minecart.
Gliss here from the Diamond Minecart.
Oh, that's a nice rhythm. That's like jazz.
That shit's
Okay.
bumping.
So that's what chop does. Everybody got that? I hope
Betray
Seb
yours,
does
cook
have a
up.
question. What's up? Let me take a drink.
If JOs don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Just loop on the floor, but after the pattern was over. Can you elaborate a bit more? So like, oops, I accidentally opened up my file explorer. It didn't loop on the fourth. You mean like the note just didn't keep on looping? This doesn't mean on the fourth bar in the bit before. Are you talking about with this? See how that like ends like right before? Hold on. Sorry, I'm trying to understand. Sorry. Time doesn't end on the first part. It ends a bit before. Let me tell you what it does. It doesn't.
We'll have a sound design lesson later down the line for sure.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it.
I'll help with that shit.
Okay, I'm sorry. I don't understand what you mean by it, but it ends. It always loops on 1, 2, 4, 8, 16. Oh.
Oh,
Well,
you mean like your Oh.
I think like if you select a note. Here, wait. I don't know. Mine usually ends right on the 2.
Yeah.
If you have it selected like this, where you select just a portion of the piano roll, it ends right before the 2, or right where the end of your selection is. But no, it usually does loop on the 2 or 3 or 4.
If you can get a recording of that, we might be able to help you.
Yeah. Okay. So what was next? Chop. I got chop done. Okay, glue. Honestly, I have no idea what this does. This is another one of those
Glue,
kind of useless
glue
ones.
just makes all the notes like contiguous.
Okay.
No, it glues contiguous notes. Sorry.
It doesn't really come up with anything.
Select that note, and press Control B a couple times.
Oh. Okay, Control B is duplicate, by the way.
Yeah, it'll duplicate. Yeah, just do that a couple times. Then glue them. Or just select everything and glue it.
Oh.
Yup, that's gluing, buddy.
Okay. I see what it does now. So if you have a ton of notes in the same, like, key, so this one's in C, but you want them to all be one long note, you hit glue. It turns it all into one big note.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand what you mean. I don't know, I don't think it did do that.
Seb, that is a natural feature of FL Studio. So, if you have a note on bar 3, but it's at the very beginning of bar 3, your
It's still gonna
autoplay,
play all of bar 3.
it's gonna play all of bar 3. Yeah.
Yeah, because it's gonna treat your pattern as 3 bars long.
I'm pretty sure mine did repeat at the red part. But
yeah, let's
I don't
repeat
wanna,
that.
I don't wanna
If
be
you
a
have
gaslighter.
any if your
Yeah.
pattern is mainly in bars 1 and 2, but you have a note that's leaking into bar number 3, it's gonna treat your pattern as 3 bars long, and it's gonna play all of bar 3.
So like,
Because it rounds
okay, for
to the number of
example,
bars.
in FL Studio, this is going to
okay.
play at the end of this third bar. Or like, if I accidentally put it just a little bit over, it's
A lot
gonna
of people do that
keep
by
on
accident.
going into the fourth bar. What you can do to solve this problem, especially if you're in the step that is none, because this is going to be very hard to get onto the grid. You put it into the step or 1/3 step, whichever one's good for you. I'll use step because it's easier for other people. And then you hit shift, left click, or shift right click. This causes all the notes to be deleted at the end of your selection, like this.
This is using the cut tool, by the way.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh yeah.
It's
cut
not
tool.
at the end of the selection. It's whichever end is shorter.
Yes, whichever end is shorter.
The red cutter cuts out and deletes whichever end is shorter.
So
with the cut.
the right end is shorter, so it'll cut all of the right end.
Yeah.
When I started using the cut tool, I was confused because I thought it was just doing it at random, like at the start or at the end.
Yeah.
But it's
I
whatever's
thought it was random,
shorter.
too. It's whatever's shorter.
So like, for example,
But if they're equal, it'll do it like at random, I think.
Yeah, it's just random. But like, see, the left side is shorter this time, so it'll cut it to the right side.
Yup.
Yeah.
That cut tool is actually one of the more useful things we've covered today.
You guys understand that? The shift and
Y'all got that?
cut.
Yeah, that is probably one of the most useful tools
Okay.
in general. Or just in the playlist in general, because the tools are the same.
So another thing with the cut tool, actually.
How do you use the cut tool?
Oh,
You press shift.
Press shift. You hold shift and use it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you hold shift and then
To-
you use
The
to
select.
just cut
non-shifted
to it?
cut tool. The non-shifted cut tool is kind of butt. I can't lie.
What
It's
is it?
not good. Yeah.
I only know this one.
By the way, all the hotkeys for like the pencil and the cut tool, they work in the playlist just the same.
Yup.
Yeah, you have to press shift and cut. So shift and right click too. Shift and left click doesn't do anything. It just does the.
Well, it does. Yeah.
It just does the normal cut.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
But
It-
there's no way to
delete.
set. There's no way to set the shift function to default.
Mhm.
No. That's something you have to manually enable.
So the regular cut
Buddy.
just puts it into little sections like that. It takes like the long note and then cuts it up into wherever you click it at.
And then you can use glue to glue them all together.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I hate this, and you just go to glue. Boom.
Boom, bitch.
Yeah, grid shift just puts it so it snaps to the grid. So like if you don't have it, it'll like do this little wacky thing.
Yeah, and if you have a bunch of notes, like if you have a chord, then you can like kind of like make like a strum sort of thing.
Yes.
With the.
Okay, wait, I'll show that as an example.
Yeah.
Like, boom.
Nobody uses that shit though, but let's show it. Let's show it.
Look at this chord overrides.
Yeah. Let's get it on.
Look, I'm gonna make a strum like this. So my strum is going to go from bottom like that.
From the bottom to the top.
We're gonna get there, Kai. Don't worry.
So I do that, and then it makes a selection of all the stuff that I've cut. I press the delete
Yeah.
button on my keyboard. It's just the regular delete button,
Okay.
and then it's gone. So now this is a strummed chord overrides. Boom. That's cool. You can use that for chords. So yeah, there's also a strum tool, by the way.
Yeah.
But that's just a really neat way to do it. Yeah, backspace I'm pretty sure also works. Control X also works.
Yeah, we'll get to like
Actually-
actual notes in just a second. Don't
No,
worry.
control backspace doesn't work. Backspace doesn't work. Control X. Just manually left clicking to delete the notes works. Holding right click and hovering over notes works. Not left click.
Show
There's lots of
disabling a
ways.
note. Show disabling a note real quick.
Okay. Another thing you can do. See a chord, you're like, oh, I like all of these notes except for this A sharp, which for me is a B flat. But that's a different day, a different dollar for Music Theory people. You take this thing, it looks like a muted thing, and then you just click on the note you hate,
Boom.
and now it won't play.
Now
also-
you can also double click, right click on somewhere that's not covered by a note, like on a blank part of the grid, and then drag onto the thingy.
Oh yeah. So
You
like,
can
if
be
want
carrying like any
all of
tool,
it
even
muted,
pencil.
Yeah.
you just left click. Oh, shouldn't go on.
Kit, if a music theory class is wanted, I will absolutely start one.
Me and
I
Bell will
will-
do that shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I will say Miss Lava Cakes over here does know way more about music theory than I do.
Yeah, music theory will definitely do it later on. Yeah, I'm not very good at music theory. I just like clicking stuff a lot. But yeah, if you
A sharp,
if you-
dominant, adjusted, minor.
Okay,
Okay.
buddy.
if you hold down left click, yeah, the hold down left click thing just goes over a ton of notes. So like you just want all of it muted, and then if you do left click over it again, it'll do the opposite where it turns them all back on. Got that cool.
I don't give a fuck about F7B5. Fuck F7B5.
Oh, wait. Oh, look at this circumstance that happened. It doesn't end on the bar. You know what I'm going to do to fix this using my new knowledge that I've learned? I'm going to take the cut, shift, right click, boom,
Boom!
snap.
In the cut! In the cut!
Yeah, it's in the cut.
Applied knowledge.
That's applied knowledge is right there.
She is in the cut, y'all.
Okay, next one is arpeggiate. This is going to be crazy. I'm gonna use
Maybe
multiple
multiple
notes.
This shit is gonna be nuts.
Could we switch to a synthesizer that like
Yeah.
Oh
makes
yeah,
a note?
I'm gonna
No more ride.
for this
We'll
one
teach
we're
you guys how
gonna
to do all this
use
channel rack
FL
stuff.
keys,
in
FL
just a
keys.
second.
I vote FL keys. I vote FL keys.
No. 3 times oscillator. Sorry.
Okay, buddy.
Okay, to switch from this ride to a different thing like 3 times oscillator, you right click, piano roll checked. Let's make this a bit quieter. Using this volume knob right here. This is the volume knob, by the way. This is the pan knob. Left, right, left.
That chord is funky.
Did you switch to a triangle wave, by the way, so it's easier to hear on mobile speakers?
Okay, yes. Lovely chord.
Lovely.
That's a
But I
great
want
chord.
this to be an arpeggiator, so it goes like do 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 do. You guys know arpeggiators, where arpeggios are kind of like it plays the notes in a sequence, like the bottom note, and then the middle note, and then the top note, and then the middle note, and then the bottom note, like a rhythm, like da 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 da. It is Italian. It actually is Italian.
It
A
is
lot of,
completely Italian. It's a music term.
Yeah, a lot of music terms are Italian.
Risotto.
Like, yeah, arpeggio. Okay, so let's turn on the arpeggiate. Whoa! Dun, dun, dun.
Whoa, buddy.
For this one, it's just going bottom, middle, top, like in that sort of pattern. But you can also use the pattern drop down, flip.
Was I the only one that heard "Where Are You" by Virtual Riot?
I wasn't gonna say anything.
Flip,
It's professional. It's professional.
makes it go from top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom, top, middle, bottom. Alternate
Oh, Alex.
makes it goes from bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom, middle, top, middle, bottom.
Yeah.
Like Stranger Things.
Oh, Stranger Things! Yeah!
Yes. Exactly like Stranger Things. Okay, calm down. Range makes it go onto different octaves. So it's playing the same chord, but this time, when it's done playing this octave, it shifts it up an octave, which is basically this note 12 notes up. That's what an octave up is. Boom. That's music theory. So range 2 means it'll go from this octave and then octave up.
Dude, make it super fast. Make it super fast. Make it super
Okay.
fast.
So when
timer.
I'm done, I click accept. BPM, this is BPM. So 140 means it's playing 140 beats per minute. BPM. So if I want it to be faster, it'll make this song faster. But if I want it to be slower, I drag it down. Wonderful. No beatboxing. Okay, let's go back to arpeggiate. Whoa. Okay, so I kind of messed it up a little bit because I took out of it. Let's put the chord back. Different chord. Arpeggiate. You guys know the range. Went over the range. Sync. Time just means it'll play it regularly. Block. Don't know what block does. Okay, so these are kind of weird on these settings. Time, block, chord. There's a different type of arpeggiator on the regular FL Studio plugin settings that has a much better version of syncing that I'll go over later. Time multiplier makes the notes like go in a fast, so like it repeats the notes, it like squeezes it in, basically. So like this one, the arpeggiator is only playing 3 times. This one plays a lot more times. And then if you drag it up, like so. And then gate makes it so basically it's making the notes shorter. So like the gate all the way up means it'll play the note for as long as it like already was. But if you take the gate down, now it's shorter. All the way down, oh, you can barely even hear it. It's super short.
I think Kara's PC
Oh,
died.
car's gone.
I think it I think it died. She'll be back whenever it gets fixed. It's fine.
So that is arpeggiating. This stuff, levels, doesn't really do much. Unless you have the velocity changed. So like let's change the velocity of C. Turn that down a little bit. Arpeggiating velocity. Don't really know what it does. Yeah, it's kind of just pointless. Oh look, that's cool.
That's like an intro to a song.
This is like Undertale music. You
Put
guys?
reverb on that.
This is like Undertale
Maybe
music.
some dual delay, some kilohertz dual delay, which is free.
Reverb does not sound bad. Should I just go into reverb right now?
No, let's go over.
Okay, yeah, I'm gonna get sidetracked.
Let's go over the final bit. So we can go in the mixer in just a second.
Yes. Strum. Let's get a chord again. A chord on. Huh. That's a bad one.
That's not
That's a bad one.
That's not a bad chord.
Sorry. Boom.
Strum.
Strum.
Like a E on top of that.
Strum. Turn it down so it's just on the default levels. Time. Strength on time means that it'll go farther, like it'll farther strum it. Strumming is like basically it plays one note and then it immediately after it plays another and then immediately after that plays another,
It's
so on and so forth.
like a guitar.
Yeah, like a guitar strumming. So like the strength makes the strum like even longer, and then like turning it down the strength, you can barely even hear it. Tension just makes it like even more, like it intensifies it.
The strum is exponential.
Yeah. Exactly, exponential.
Logarithmic, technically.
There we go.
Strum does get strummier the farther it strums.
Yeah, basically. And the velocity makes it so like the first note when you turn to the left, the first note starts out super quiet and then it goes all the way up to like its normal velocity or volume. But when you turn it to the right, it does the opposite, where it goes from the very loud to very quiet. See? The bottom note is super loud on this one. The bottom note is super quiet on this one. Like so. And then the tension, you know, makes it much more exaggerated. Preserve end means that it'll cut it whenever how long your note was previously. Like if your note was originally just before the 2, preserve end will make it so the strum does not go past how long your note was. So, but if you have preserve end off, whoa, see that? It moves it past wherever your note was originally. Like that. Same with that. Okay, and then trigger ahead. I think
No, it'll quantize afterwards.
Yeah, you should probably I think it'll quantize. But yeah, you could quantize it afterwards. Trigger ahead, I think it just turns it off and on. Yeah. Chop chords. Okay. I think that has to do with preserve end. Yeah, chop chords. I don't know if it does much. It does it for the end. I think it just chops it when it's done like this. But I already have it, so hold on. Let me test something out real quick. Strum, chop chords. Okay, really no idea what it does. Alternate direction does something though. It changes the direction of the strum. So if you have two chords that are strumming like this, let's make out the chord. Boom, 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 boom.
Hey,
Hi.
Well, welcome
so,
back.
to everybody, my PC likes to suffer random crashes, which I cannot, and I have no phone. So
It's
sorry
great.
about that.
Yeah, it's fine. So now let's strum these two. Alternate direction will make this one, if you have it going from bottom to top, or top to bottom, it'll go from top to bottom on the first chord, and then alternate direction will make it go bottom to top on the second chord, and then vice versa. Well, like so. And then I'm pretty sure what chop chords does is I have really no idea. I don't know if you guys need to worry about that. And then
Yeah, a lot of these like super intricate details. I don't want to make a blanket statement and say that they're all useless because they're not, but
yeah,
some of them are not useful at all.
yeah, you just don't need to worry about a lot. And then time for the end one, it does like the opposite of a strum. It like cuts it off, and then cuts the second one off like a bit later, and then cuts the second one off a bit later, and so on and so forth. Like what it does at the start, it does at the end. Like that. Awesome.
Yay.
What is secondary dominance? Let's not worry about that.
Next one, flam. Flam is really weird.
Flam. Oh man.
It's kind of like it plays one note and then like immediately after it plays the note again.
It's like a
It's mainly
delay
for
for piano roll.
Yeah.
It's mainly for snares.
So like let's make this super short so you can see what it's doing. So yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like a snare. You have a snare like boom. It plays one note and then there's a quieter one right after. Boom. That's what flam is doing basically. It just plays a loud note. It plays your original note, and then right after it, it plays a quieter version of the note, like a manual delay, but like only one. So that's what that does. There's not really else you need to know about flam, other than it does that. Next one. Claw machine.
Don't go over.
I
that,
forgot about this. I forgot this existed.
dude.
Very, very useless.
Yeah.
This is probably one of the ones where you can very confidently say, you don't need it. I don't know what it does.
I don't know what
You
it
don't-
does.
you don't.
Nobody knows.
Alright.
Limit. Okay, so limit if you have.
Nobody cares about this shit.
I guess it could be used. So like you're making something, but you think some of the notes like are way too high up, and you're kind of too lazy to just take off the high ones. You use limit.
Oh my god.
You use limit, and then you click. Okay.
Oh my
Wait.
What?
It also transposes your notes. I just learned that.
Yeah, this is another one of those things. It's like
Yeah, you
wouldn't
don't
ever
need
use
this.
this.
You don't need this.
Obscure.
Let's just not go over it because you don't need it. It's pointless.
The biggest things in that little menu right there are
Okay.
quick
Wait.
quantize.
Okay, Astrid, you're right. Transposing is very useful. Do not use limit to transpose.
Yeah.
So
it's
what you
really
would want to do, you select all of your notes, and then you hit Shift, and then your up arrow key. That transposes
you
it
hold
by
shift and
notes.
you press up and down.
But if you want to transpose it by octaves, you hit Control in your arrow key.
Yes.
So like that. I want to make it go up 2 notes, but I also want to make it go up an octave.
Oh, Lydian. Ooh.
Hey,
Oh,
hey.
girl, she's Lydian.
Okay, let's music through. Sorry, I had cat hairs in my eye. Okay, car. Flip is kind of useful. I'd say if you want to be experimental with your melodies. That's experimental. You're like this. I wonder what this would sound like if I just took it and then I flipped it on itself. So like flip horizontally makes it kind of like reverse in a way.
This is actually very useful for just melody creation in general.
Flipping vertically makes it like just flip on itself. Pretty much. See what it's doing? I think it's flipping on the median note, which is A flat. So it flips on the note that's kind of in the middle.
Phone on moment.
Yeah, it's like that's very.
Phone on's my goat. Phone on's my goat. Shut up.
Yeah, you can be like phone on using that.
No.
Sorry. And then randomize.
Random. Don't even. Oh my god, dude.
It's kind of cool. It's like it's kind of a mad scientist type thing.
Randomize is good because randomize is actually really good because I used to before there was humanize, I used to use randomize to randomize the parameters of notes. The pattern thing, I would just turn off the pattern thing. I used to just turn off the pattern thing, and I would use the velocity knobs and shit on randomizer to control the velocity.
Oh yeah. So if you want to change the velocity to sound more like human, some people make some notes quieter and some louder. Turn off the pattern.
Real quick. Now there's
What
humanize.
is it?
Can I say something real quick?
Yeah.
Go into the piano roll and close out of randomizer real quick. If you hover over a note in your piano roll and hold Alt and scroll up and down, that will change the velocity of it, that individual note.
Yeah. I think I taught you that. Right?
Yeah, you did. You did.
Well, it's that. That sounds kind of like
so you don't have to go down and mess with like imprecise values.
I use the velocity just manually doing it. But
yeah,
you can use that.
Honestly.
There's multiple methods. Whatever works best with your workflow. Okay, back to randomize. With the pattern thing, you can just kind of be like I said, like a mad scientist. It's just very crazy. This is the scale you can do it in. So like I want to do it in C major. That's what I had it in. Now it's just doing random notes in C major. You can change the length of the notes to be super long. Change the population, how many notes are going to be in it. Like if you only want 2, just turn it down all the way. Wait for it.
That's crazy.
Oh, bye Alex.
Bye.
So class about creating pads with Foley, that's probably way later.
Yeah.
That's okay. Yeah, that's like specific genre, specific sounds.
I'll go over basic sound design principles later.
Yeah, but it will happen. Stack. I guess it's just another like population type thing. Variation, it just basically changes how many notes there are, or like how much variation there is. I can't really explain it other than using variation. I don't know if I'll do this FL Studio Mobile class. I'll have to see.
If there's a demand, I would be willing to do it.
Yeah.
It's not a main focus at all. But
there's
about
if there's like 3 people.
I'll do like one video.
I think there's 3 people that have FL Studio Mobile so far. Okay, well that's randomized.
We
Okay,
need like
okay.
20.
Yeah.
Scale levels? Absolutely, I've
I love
never
scale
used.
levels, dude. I fucking love scale levels.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I never used it. Multiplying, I guess, multiplies the volume. Offset, I guess, does the same. Center, I think it just moves it more towards the center of the volume, which basically would be the average volume a note would be, which is about like right there. Tension, again, exaggerates as it usually does. And LFO,
Oh
I
my
just
God.
learned about this just now. Hold on,
I've
my
never
bad.
touched this.
Okay,
Who draw? Is that Anaya? Oh, wait.
8 minutes until I have to switch to Bell teaching us.
Oh yeah, let me get my FL Studio ready.
So piano roll LFO kind of just turns it into like, so an LFO is um something like being controlled by a shape. So for this shape, it would be a triangle. Sometimes it could be random. You can customize it with FL Studio. There's only 3 options for this: sine, triangle, square. For a sine, it makes the velocity go like a little slide, you know. For a triangle, it's a bit more sharp, and for square, it's kind of like black and white, like you know what I mean. So yeah, that's what that does. Value changes how loud and quiet it is. Range changes how like drastic the change is, like that. Speed, very self-explanatory. It changes the speed of the LFO.
Yeah.
And phase, I guess, just changes which position like the square starts. So like, yeah, you see it. Whoa, you can see it like
You
moving.
could make some cool arts with this. You could make some cool
Mhm.
like maybe like a color-based art kind of design.
Yeah.
Oh, LFO. The term LFO I think started being used because of shit like FM,
Mhm.
because that's like high frequency modulation in a way. Like, I guess you'd be modulating the parameters of a synth with high frequency uh inputs, but with low frequency oscillation, it's just like it's it's closer to what automation is in FO.
Mhm. Um, so that's all for these right here.
Woo!
The wrench. Um,
Yeah.
Another thing in the playlist is this thing. It's a circle with 3 lines.
It's been recently added,
Yeah.
or recently changed.
It's basically just a huge log of chords. So like
Every chord,
every single chord.
ever.
Suspended 2. You click that, and then you click on the playlist where you want your suspended 2 chord. So I want it right here. Whoa!
The note that you click is the root note of the chord.
Yes. The note that you click on is where the root note is. So if you want a C suspended 2, I'll click suspended 2 right here and click on C. Boom. And so on and so forth. There's different sections for advanced stuff, like minor 7 add 13, that stuff, and even like different scales. You can put entire scales down on the piano roll, like other Dorian. I want to see other Dorian, so I would put this down, and that'd be the scale. You can use this for reference. If
Yeah.
there's a song with a certain scale, but you don't know the scale by memory, you just put that down. You
A
can
lot of
mute it.
yeah, trap producers use that shortcut.
Mm-hmm. And then if you
They
want it,
make it like ghost notes in like a different channel.
yeah.
Yeah.
And if you want to like put it on other octaves, just keep copy and pasting it by using Control C and Control V, which is very self-explanatory. Copy and paste keybinds, and then like boom, that's an entire scale
Other
reference
Dorian.
of Other Dorian. What does Other
A
Dorian
whole
sound
thing
like?
of Other Dorian. I think this was made obsolete by the FL scale snap feature. It was added in 21.
Yeah,
21.
but these are just different methods some people use. I know a lot of trap producers use.
They used that before 21.
Yeah.
But that's that. And then loop.
Yes.
Loop is another thing. So like if you're working on this, like, phew, that took a while to make that melody. Now I'm trying to make this different section of this melody. But wait, it keeps looping this, and I don't want to listen to this anymore. I want to listen to this part. So you click loop bar, and hold on. It's very weird to control.
I don't think I've ever used that loop.
I've never used this in my entire life.
I used to use it for, hold on. It's very weird to customize. Set to naked bar? I have no idea what it is.
There's a reason you don't see most people
Boom.
using this.
Okay, so this, okay. Ignore
What on earth?
everything I said about this. That is not what it's used for. So like, you want this melody to repeat again, but you don't want to do all the effort of placing it again. You use loop. Loop just plays it again for you right after.
That shit is jazzy. Wait.
So that's kind of just what it does.
Yo.
That's kind of it.
I'm just letting you know you have 2 minutes left.
Yeah, my bad.
Yeah.
Said, get ready. He
Get
texted me
ready.
at 5:52 saying, "You ready?" And I said, "No."
I can't stream in this channel, by the way.
Really?
What?
You have admin?
It might just be because you're streaming.
Yeah, I think that is why.
Yeah.
One
One person at a time.
Okay. Last thing I'm gonna go over in piano roll is all of the buttons, kind of in depth. Pencil, the basic, kind of what you need to start putting melodies in. It just places the notes in for you. Paintbrush allows you
drag it.
to like paint tons of notes.
Yeah. But the brush isn't my thing, but you can use the brush in the velocity or like events editor.
If you're like a house producer, I think it'd be really useful for basses. Like or if you're like chiptune, I think it'd be cool for chiptune too.
Hi, TSK. Hi.
Okay,
Hey,
so the paintbrush with a plus on it, it snaps to what step you have it on. So like if you have it on thirds and use this, it'll put it to the smallest amount you can do on that step. But if you have it on the regular step, it'll do it for every 4. So it's just kind of like the paintbrush, but it auto quantizes or in auto legatos, basically. This, it just deletes. You can use just right click to delete notes, so that's not really that useful. There's much easier shortcuts for that. Left click for placing, right click for deleting. It's that simple. The sound one we already went over. Mutes notes. Cut we already went over. Cuts the notes. Select I already went over. Magnifying. Sometimes I click this on accident a lot. It's just if you want to like really zoom in on the melody you're making. Like,
yeah, if you want to zoom in hella hard, like if you want to lock in.
I really want to look at this G to A.
Yo, I wanna check this shit out real good.
And if you accidentally click this and it causes this weird line, hold on, my dad just messaged me again saying now. Okay.
No.
Let me go over
It's fine.
this.
I'll go over it. I'll go over it.
No, wait,
You're
let me
fine.
finish this really quickly. If you want to reset what you did right here, like I accidentally see this ugly line, you take this right here, this line right at the top right of your piano roll, you drag it down, and that makes it either, if you drag it up, it makes it big. If you drag it down,
You can
it
also
makes
hold
it
control,
small.
hit middle mouse, and then move your mouse up and down.
Yeah.
All right, Iron has to go. Iron has to
Yeah,
go.
yeah.
And
Alright,
We're
yeah,
not
that's
facilitating this
okay.
anymore.
okay.
Bye, you guys.
Bye.
Okay, say bye, Ivan.
Wait, test out your stream now.
Yes, I
Oh,
can.
I
now.
can, I can stream.
It's fine, I
but
can't now.
Mope has to stream.
No, it's not over. It's just over for my part of the teaching. Okay, I'm
Yeah, because
stopping
Iron
the
has
OBS.
like parent shit.
Yeah. I basically went over all of the piano roll. I'll upload that to YouTube later. See you
Yeah,
guys.
because Iron
Bye-bye.
has like parent shit.
Yeah. I basically went over all of the piano roll. I'll upload that to YouTube later. See you guys. Bye bye.
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 All right.
Is Mope Pony IRL?
Yes.
Yeah. She's
Okay.
typing with her hooves.
So, to pick up where she left off, basic controls. I'm just gonna go over them again for piano roll. This also applies to the playlist. Middle click and moving your mouse lets you do this, which is super useful, especially if you're zoomed in. If you have these weird lines, you don't know how to reset it. It's up here next to the X. You can also hold control, middle mouse, and then move up and down. So you don't see it anymore. Right clicking on this line lets you zoom in and out and move left and right. But yeah, she went over a lot of the basics of the piano roll. And like I said, they apply to the playlist as well. You can also do this. You can also do this. I reset my skin. How do I get rounded notes? Okay, so if you're in a piano roll, it's under view, content, hit rounded.
Yeah.
I like the rounded notes. They make me happy. This is not my normal skin for FL Studio. I just reset it so that it would be like everyone else. Normally, I don't have anything here but a sampler, but this is what you boot up FL with. So the last thing that we do need to talk about, we went over the browser. How you can see files in the browser. Over the piano roll.
Can we brush over the browser a little bit again?
Oh yeah,
I
sure,
have
of
some
course.
things I'd like to say. You can I believe hold control and scroll anywhere in the browser to zoom in and out.
Oh no,
Or
that all
I
that
think it's
does
shift.
all that does is scroll super far instead of.
I think it's shift then. Hold shift.
Oh
and scroll.
whoa.
Yeah, that's the zoom. Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea it was a thing.
Now, about sample preview. It's about sample previews. You might be like listening to samples in the sample browser and they get cut off after a bit.
Yes,
Like,
perfect example. Hold on. Let me go into. Oh, I'm leaking sauce.
Like,
I'm leaking
turn
sauce.
turn off full sample preview for a little bit.
Oh yeah, okay. So.
Yeah.
Your thing is
So, by
probably
default,
gonna stop
it'll
after a little bit.
it's gonna stop after a little bit.
It's gonna stop
Yeah,
automatically.
it's gonna stop.
Go up to this arrow in the browser in the top left. Click full sample preview. And now it won't stop at all.
Yeah.
It's gonna go the whole way. If you hold shift and click anywhere in this, you'll skip around. This is a volume for sample preview. This just stops it and plays it. I didn't know you could right click. That oops. Let's see, we're all learning something.
I don't really use master pitch, the master pitch knob.
Yeah, the master pitch
I'm always using external VSTs, and they don't really link with the FL pitch.
Yeah, I know some producers like Laxity uses it, but that's mainly because I think Laxity uses a bunch of native FL plugins.
And they all link with the.
Yeah, they all link with the master pitch. Audio files will always link with this, but that's just because that's not a strictly foreign thing to FL. Okay. Last major thing. We went over the playlist. We went over the piano roll. We briefly touched on the channel rack. We're gonna talk about the mixer now. So, FL Studio's mixer, and just mixing in general in FL Studio, works completely different to most other DAWs. I like the system. I know a lot of people like the system, but some people just think it's different.
Control L.
Well, okay, I'll get to that in just a second. So in the channel rack, there's these numbers next to instruments. Left click and drag assigns it to a track in the mixer track, or in the mixer channel. This is where you'll put effects. This is where you'll adjust volumes. So for example, I'll hit spacebar because I'm on pattern. I'm assigning a volume to everything that's on channel 1. If I were to put this kick that's automatically assigned to 1 at the same volume, it'll get edited to. Everything on channel 1 will be affected by this.
And the crazy thing about Mixer is that you can put effects on different channels.
Yes. So over here at the right, you'll see it's 10 slots. And this seems limiting, but you can route channels to other channels. And I'll get to that in just a second. So let's say I wanted an EQ on this. This is FL Studio's default parametric EQ. I'll hit play. And I'll mess with it just a little bit. Now, whatever I do to this, say I wanted the kick to have that same exact effect. Will also be affected. Everything that goes on a single insert, is what they're called, will always be affected by that. I know it works differently in DAWs like Ableton, where every track in the playlist is an effect in the mixer. But FL Studio just generally works different. So let's say you used up all 10 of these effects. You just really love delay 3. You love delay 3 so much. You just can't get enough. All 10 of these. God, I love delay 3. All of these are filled. But you want more effects. You go down here to these arrows at the bottom of every effect. Right click and hit route to this track only. Oh god, the delay. No, the delay. It's the delay. So now these effects will still be there, but now you have 10 more slots. And then you can do whatever you want with 2. If you use all 10 and 2, and you still want more effects, route it to another one. Now you got 30 effects. Yeah, honestly. By default, these are routed to the master, which I'll talk about in just a second. And there's also different interactions that you can do with these, like if you wanted to sidechain to this track only, which means all you're doing is sending information, you're not sending audio. That's more advanced, that's for a later date. Hello, Kira. Generally speaking, this is where you go to mix your track. This is everything that you need to mix your track. The master channel, every bit of your audio is going through here. By default, FL Studio puts a fruity limiter on it. This can get frustrating when you have a bunch of loud sounds and it keeps ducking. Right now is not the time to talk about mastering techniques, but whatever you put on this channel will affect your entire song. Everything that you do in FL Studio will be affected by what plugins you put in here. So if you put like an OTT on here, your entire song is going to have OTT on it. I do not recommend doing that, for the record.
She used to do that.
I used to do that. It was really bad. So I'm not going to go into this real quick. Yeah, I guess I should. So I'll make the channel rack bigger real quick to show. So if I had just the normal drums and I wanted to make a beat with these drums, I'm at 130 BPM, so I'm going to put a kick on every beat. Beats are denominated by the different colors changing. I'm going to put a clap on every other beat. There we go. It's my beat. It's my epic beat. All of this, this little feature right here, all of this just gets taken and put into MIDI. You can do the exact same thing if you right click and hit piano roll. That's all. Basic with limiter, no. Okay. It's just the way I keep my FL Studio. You can arrange any window in any order. You can even drag these off screen if you want, if you have 2 monitors, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I'm going to talk about arranging just a little bit, because that is super important. So let's say I had... This is an FL Studio default plugin.
No, it's not bad to use audio for all your percussion. I think I do too.
Oh, I do too. That's completely fine. Most of my audio is done in the play, or most of my drums are done in the playlist, and I'll get to that in a second. It's actually what I'm about to do. Alright, yeah, sure. This chord. Let's say I want this chord for my intro. So I'm gonna do, by the way, what I'm doing right now is Control A to select all. Everything gets selected. So I'm gonna drag that to 2 bars. Control A again. I'm gonna go to Tools and Arpeggiate. There we go. Pattern flip. Sure.
Sure, buddy.
Sure. Okay, that's my intro. So I'm gonna go to my playlist and using the pencil, I'm gonna select. It's so retro. Yeah, I'm gonna select.
It's so glitchy. It's
left
so
click.
8-bit.
This pattern is 2 bars long, so if I wanted an 8-bar intro, I would place it 4 times. And let's say I wanted some drums over this, some epic drums.
Oh yeah.
So this is the so I'm gonna go over here to my sample browser, and I'm just gonna use FL Studio's default drums, which are by default in packs. You're gonna see this view whenever you open FL for the first time. I'm just gonna go to drums. I need a kick.
We need a beat.
We need a beat.
We need a goddamn beat.
Let's say I wanted this kick. I'm just gonna drag it straight from here into my playlist. You could also drag this into your channel rack and use it as an instrument. So I'm gonna drag it here, and if I hit play, it's only gonna play once. So I'm gonna have to manually put these in. Put this kick on every beat.
This shit is FL Studio max.
This is only for 2 bars, but I'm gonna get to that in just a second. Let's say I need a snare now. I need a snare. I like this. Let's say I like this snare. I don't. I hate the snare. Replace the snare on every other beat. I could be assigning these to... Actually, you know what? I'm going to do that. So don't use these for volume unless you're doing like a quick and dirty fix. I'm going to drag, left click and drag, and I'm going to put this kick on channel 20 and the snare on channel 21. So that now, let me mute my... They're always going to show up in the mixer.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn these down individually. I could do this individually. I could be doing all this, but if I just hold Control and left click and drag, I can select as many as I want. I'm going to hold left click, Control. I'm going to turn these both down at the same time, so they're going to have the same exact value. Find a volume that I like. Re-enable our ARP. Say I need a hat to finish this off. It's going on 22. Just for the sake of doing this, I'm gonna reset them. But you could also right-click this, hit copy value, and then paste it to anything. Say I wanted the kick volume level to be applied to 24. right-click 24's volume knob, hit paste value after I copied it, and it's instantly there. Oh god, this hat is so bad.
It's not that bad. It's disco.
There we go. Okay, there's our little pattern. Yes, I'm gonna get to that in just a second. So there's our drum pattern, but it's only for 2 bars. So I'm gonna hold Control and left click and drag with the pencil. This is gonna be like a select thing. I can select whatever I want. So I'm gonna select my drums and Control C for copy. Again, I don't know any of the hotkeys on Mac. I really don't. I wish I could help with you guys. And I'm just gonna paste every 2 bars.
Control C and Control V are just Command C and Command V on Mac.
Okay. So there's our 8-bar song. Okay.
Control Q is a bit complicated on Mac.
Yeah, that quits a program apparently.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. So let's pretend that this is like your magnum opus. This is the shit and the fart and the dookie. So you want to export this to an audio file. You go over here to File. Assuming everything is right, you have your track exactly the way you want it mix-wise. You're gonna go up here to File, Export, and then you have a bunch of options, but you can change this. So let's say I want an MP3. You're gonna see all my horrible fucking leak sauce. Oh no. Name it whatever you want. I'm gonna export this to my desktop, and then you have a bunch of options. So full song or a pattern, you can export that. Tail, cut remainder, leave remainder, or wrap remainder. Leave remainder this is basically asking you, what do you want to do if an effect is still playing after the song is done? So if you have a delay, it keeps playing after there's nothing there. If you hit cut remainder, it would completely cut the delay out after nothing is playing. If you hit leave remainder, it would keep playing.
Then if you have reverb, then it would be best to pick leave remainder or wrap remainder.
Yes.
If you don't have anything, you can just pick cut remainder, because then like the tail will just be some weird shit from a weird plugin.
Yeah. Again, you can change your export type here. You can select multiple if you want multiple of different files. MP3, for example, has a bitrate setting. This just makes it sound like it's from... This is 2006 MP3. This is a normal fucking MP3.
I like 320.
Well, you're weird and lame. I like 192 because
you!
file space. Because file space!
Fucking FLAC is FLAC.
I know, yeah. Generally speaking, if you want a high-quality export that you're distributing or uploading, you're going to want to pick FLAC or WAV. I like FLAC. It's just a bit better in terms of file space. Quality, just don't mess with this, honestly. Don't mess with any of this. I'm not the person that can tell you what this does. Miscellaneous is very important, though.
Don't pick split mixer tracks if you're...
Yeah, so don't touch the left side and then this one. These ones you can touch. I recommend that you leave these settings on default. For example, if you wanted your song to export without any master effects, that's what you do. Or insert effects. Any of your channels that have effects on them will just not play.
By the way, insert effects, to clarify, insert effects are effects that are on shit that's not the master channel.
Yeah. You can hit show files when complete, so it would open the file, and then you just hit start. Ignore everything on my desktop.
Oh my god.
And now we have our file.
Hell yeah, man.
Here you go, there's your... Okay, shut up.
You will not get homework.
You will not get homework. Your homework is to make, square 4 drop. Do it in 20 minutes. 20 minutes.
Song boy.
Yeah, but I mean, this is basically all you need to know. There's things like this, the tempo tapper, that are cool to know. So if you had a tempo in mind, you're really raring to get this song idea down. There you go. You're at 177 now.
That's gold dust.
Um,
Whee!
these are buttons to open things like the mixer, channel rack, piano roll, playlist. This is the browser entirely. My view is a little customized, which you can do by going up here, any blank space. It'll say toolbars, just hit edit. You can customize all of your little buttons up here, little doodads.
Little doodads.
Little doodads. Let's see. I guess there's not really anything. Oh, it's up here. Just right click on any empty space at the top and hit edit. Like for example, I made my little visualizer up here bigger than normal. Because it is normally like this. But I didn't like that. You can make it as wide as you want.
Listen here. If you want to be like lava cakes, put fucking M saturator on everything.
On everything. Yeah, there's your Tetris drop. Oh yeah, I guess I should go over that. Thank you, Kai. Go to options, manage plugins. So this is gonna be your Oh, okay. I thought it was gonna die.
It's very bad.
This is a very bad menu, but you will have to go in here to install plugins. If you're installing something normally through like an executable file, go through all that. It'll tell you where it's installing, and then you're gonna go up here and hit that like plus button, and then add that directory. That's all. After that, you just hit find installed plugins. Restart FL, and your plugins will be there. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, no, FL Studio is very nice in the fact that it's very modular. All of the things like mixer track instances are completely they're just files. You can move them anywhere. You can load them from anywhere, move them anywhere. It is very freeing.
Almost everything is a preset, like FST files.
Yeah. I'll probably record a little bit more in depth later and edit it and condense it down so that I'm not like stumbling over my words. But
You haven't stumbled over your
you should be able to make a song and export it now. I know most people here already make music, but you know, this is going on a YouTube channel, so you know, you might as well be concise and to the point. Subscribe. No, this is yeah, I don't know the next time this is gonna happen. I know the next one will probably be about things like sidechaining, and I'm not talking about sidechaining as in the act of sidechaining. I'm talking about mixer track sidechaining, like sidechain to this track only kind of stuff.
You don't need to follow along, but I mean.
Yeah, none of this you need to follow along. This is just to have a database of resources. We're just doing this live because it's engaging and fun and stuff.
Yeah.
We don't expect this like to be like a regular thing, like our consistent thing. It's just whenever we feel like doing it. If enough people join, we'll do like consistent whatevers. But yeah, you have a song now. Go make music. Go make music.
Make some awesome music.
Go make some awesome sauce music.
Awesome sauce.
Awesome sauce.